It's worth admitting, I've actually been told many times that Brie Larson should leave Marvel for the last time. This information was confirmed when it turned out that originally Carol Danvers was supposed to die in Marvels, and such an ending was even filmed, but for some reason the bosses changed their decision. And now, after the incredible failure of the Marvels movie, it seems that all questions have fallen away completely. What about it said Brie Larson herself, and whether her departure from Marvel was planned in advance by the bosses of the company? The answer is in the clip, so stay tuned. Hey everybody, we're here with More with Stars, and here we go. In general, it is worth noting that already, a year and a half ago, Brie reacted rather ambiguously to questions about the continuation of her career at Marvel. For example, when she was once asked if she would continue and if we would see her character after the Marvels movie. The actress said something pretty inarticulate at the time, like, "I don't know anything yet. Does anyone even want that? Wants me to come back to Marvel again? I don't know." Well, it was already very unlike Larson's usual 100% confidence, which she usually radiated without hiding her colossal ambitions. And then came the movie Marvels, which, as I'm sure everyone already knows, became just a colossal, unheard of, and never seen before for the studio failure. After which, it seems the question was finally solved. At the very least, it is noteworthy that when Brie Larson was asked again at the recent Actors League of America Awards if she sees a future with Carol Danvers after the failure of Marvels, Larson simply replied, "I have nothing to say about it." At that, you could see how embarrassed Brie was and how uncomfortable she was to bring up the topic. And her answer, that she had nothing to say, was more eloquent than all the words in the world about the fact that this is the end, whether the representatives of the studio decided that enough to bother with this heroine and the performer of this role, or Larson herself decided to turn the page, but in fact, the result is the same. It is impossible not to remember the fact that, actually, the idea to do away with Brie, it turns out the bosses of the studio even before the release of the movie Marvels. So it is obvious that such a decision is associated with at least not only with the failed result, which then even before the release of the novel, of course, no one could not know. In case you didn't realize what this is all about, it's about the fact that in a recent interview with actress Zavi Ashton, she said the following. If you remember her character near the end of the movie, Marvel's master the quantum bracelets or whatever it was, but in the end is unable to cope with the resulting energy and essence, just self-destructs. As for Carol Danvers, she watches the whole thing but gets away with it just fine. So, as Zavi Ashton said, they originally considered one more variant of the ending, when her character Darben, as well as Carol Danvers in the end, self-destruct together. According to the actress, they even filmed such an ending, and it was very cool. But in the end, the filmmakers, along with their management from Marvel, decided to abandon this twist and replaced everything with the usual, typical, and terribly boring ending. So in fact, we can say that originally Marvel planned to actually do away with Brie Larson and her Carol Danvers already in the second part, but for one reason or another later this decision was not made, and while some still believe that things could suddenly change. It's not surprising that Brie Larson has little to say about her future in MCU after the Marvels movie. After all, it's not enough that the studio is notoriously silent on her future plans. Plus, on top of that, Disney's recent restructuring as a company may cause any previous plans for Carol Danvers to be put on the back burner. My guess is that few people will suffer for the actress and character in question. What do you think? Write about it in the comments and put a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. We're just a little bit away from the first 1,000. Thank you in advance. See you soon.